We come back to another session of 4080 mixed at the Wynn, and start of the session we have a game of best best. The button opens and we call in a small blind with ace deuce 7 8 9 with a suited ace. First flop queen jack 9, pretty bad for us, and the second flop king 4 3. We flop the wheel draw and backdoor clubs. We check call the flop and we turn a wheel with enough flush draw on the second board. So we decide to lead, and big blind folds. The button puts in a call. And on the top board, the river is 7, doesn't change anything. On the bottom board, the river is an ace, meaning that now any 2x wheel with a 6 will 3/4 us. Or if he has, or if you reverse a wheel and get some sort of other high, like a king high, queen high straight on the other board. So we decide to check call, avoiding getting quartered for more. And he just checks back his queen high straight, and we chops the pot with our wheel. The next time we play in this session is in regular stud 8. We're the brain with the deuce, and we look down at wired aces. One hole completes with a 10 showing. We defend our aces. He checks his 10-5. We bet our 8 deuce. And on 5th tree, we catch a jack, and he catch a 10, decide to lead out. When someone opens in the one hole with a big card showing, most likely they have a split pair with that card. So when they pair their door card, it's very unfortunate for us. So we make a lay down with our aces. Now this next hand is a game of razzdeucey, and we open 3 5 6 rainbow. And right behind us, deuce of club flats. We go to 4th Street, head up.
Go ahead.
What this is?
Yeah, these are discards.
Now on 4th Street, he catches a 4 of spade, and we catch another small heart. He bets, we call, and then on 5th Street we both catch brick. It goes check check. Then on 6th Street we both catch brick again. Being a split pot game, there's no need to steal, so we go check check again. On the river we catch a 10 of diamond, and we end the hand with a 3-card 6 and
6-3 deuce
and a 10 low, and it was good enough to scoop the pot.
jack low.
In a split pot game like this, there's not much fold equity in bluffing, especially when you catch bad as well. So we just check down to the river and we win a small pot in razzdeucey.
I can't even do that.
And now this next hand is a game of best best. We limp ace ace, deuce 6 jack under the gun, and the button raises. Big blind comes along, we call as well. Now going to a flop of jack 8 5 for the first board and king 8 7 all spades for the second board. We have the ace of spade. We check to the button and button bets.
5.
We call with our no low draw on both boards. Now the turn for the first board is an ace. So the board reads Jack 8-5 ace, and the turn for the second board is a 4.
Burn turn.
The board reads King 8-7 4. We do have ace deuce for the second board, but currently the best low is deuce 3 for the 85 perfect on the first board. And our low currently is actually deuce 6 for an 86 low, using the cards on the first board. Small blind checks, the big blind checks a turn, we also check. Button bets again. We kind of have to call here with our top set. And a semi-bad low.
Check.
Now on the top board, the river is a 9, doesn't pair the board. And on the bottom board, river is a 9 as well. So whoever has the flush likely has the high. And our high is just a set of aces.
Are you telling him something?
It's head up on the river. We check to the button. Button decides to bet again. We tank for quite a while because we do lose. We get screwed by deuce 3, deuce 4 with a flush. I just hope my deuce 6 could get half. And he shows down ace deuce 3 4 6 with 6-3 of spades and a deuce 4 low. You could argue this is a pretty bad call for half, but it's a really hard spot to get away. Especially knowing he raised pre, most likely has ace deuce or ace deuce 3. So we get scooped here. Now this next hand is a hand in Super Stud 8. Our door cards are an ace, and we look down at ace deuce 5 8. Normally you would keep a pair of aces with a low card, although ace deuce 5 is also a good starting hand. We elect to keep ace deuce. And on 4th Street, we're the only person that catches well, aside from the other ace 8, which we do feel is pretty weak, so we decide to lead. And 4 queen, ace 8, and 4 king both all call. Then on 5th Street we catch a jack, 4 queen catch a 6, and the other 2 people both call bricks. We decide to bet here with our pair aces, hope that 4-6 would raise, and he does raise with what we would assume is a open-ender, maybe with a flush draw, but it's always good to deny equity from the other people. So we go head up to 6th Street, and on 6th Street we catch a 9, and he catch one of the best card for him, which is a 7. We check, and he of course bets, and we tank for quite a while here because it's a single completion pot on 4th Street, and what most likely the guy with the 4 showing is has 3 low cards, and one of the 4s were indeed dead. We don't want to get free rolled here, and we're also afraid that he may have 6-4 in the hole for 2 pair, or 6s in the low for a dark set. A very tough decision here. We do tank for quite a while in this spot because very likely our aces is good at showdown unless he gets us on the free roll on the river. But after tanking for probably a good minute, we decide to make the fold. He asks what we have, and we say aces. He tosses us his cards, and he did have
it's hard to put you on
set of 4s to start. So we make a pretty good fold. But unfortunately we lost this hand. Okay, the next time we play in this session is in the game of Badugi. We open a pack queen in the hijack. And this is one of the most standard hand we played all night. We pad all 3 draws and value bet both the first and second draw, and our queen held. Nothing more to be said here. I think the important thing is just with a bad pad hand, there is no need to be afraid of the monster under the bed. The turn, you just go ahead and value bet your hand. If you get raised, you can assess the situation then, whether to stay pad and bluff catch, or whether to make the fold, or whether to break. Obviously with unconvertible queen, you can break, so based on the opponent you can decide to pad or just fold to a raise. However, until you're shown resistance, there is no need to stop betting. But obviously on river, with the opponent drawing 1, we just check and go to showdown. So we finally won a pot this session, and it comes in Badugi. Now this next hand we got another dealt pat Badugi, and this time it's slightly stronger, being a jack doogie. And more importantly, we have a convertible jack, meaning that if we think our jack doogie is no good, we're able to break and pitch the jack of hearts and draw to our 3-card 5. Now this time it's again 3-way. On the first draw we stay pat, and opponents either drew 1 or drew 2, doesn't matter too much. And then on the
last one is a long-time dealer at resorts.
Then on the turn we stay pat again, and they both drew 1. Then this time on the river, one of the opponents drew 1 and made a 10. So a little bit unfortunate for us to get outdrawn on the river, but that's just the nature of these games. You could argue that I can break a jack from the onset, but it's fairly standard to just take a pat jack the whole way, and if I'm shown resistance on the flop on the turn, I can break my jack. However, get outdrawn on the river is slightly unfortunate. So we lose this pot, and let's go on to another hand of Badugi. Now, this hand of Badugi, we're in the big blind. The under the gun limps, under the gun +1 also limp. Everybody folds to us in the big blind. We look down at nut 3 card. We raise it up and draw 1. And we bet dark on the flop.
1, 2, and 1. Any form of Omaha high. Any Omaha is terrible.
Because what you're going for in both hands is correlated.
Everybody calls. And on the turn we draw 1 again. Under the gun draws 2, and under the gun +1 draws 1. We bet dark again with our nut 3 card. And now under the gun raises. Under the gun +1 folds. Turns out the under the gun had King Jack 4 ace for King Doogie. On the river we make our Doogie, but it's fairly bad. We catch the Queen of Diamond. And we check, he checks back. We river Queen perfect to win this Badugi pot. So the variance in Badugi is very well shown in these couple hands, and we are glad to win another pot. Now this next hand is a game of razzdeucey. we start the hand with 4-5-8 rainbow, and we go to 4th Street head up versus the guy who has 7 of spades showing. On 4th Street, we catch the 3 of spade, and he catch the deuce of spade. So he has 7 deuce of spades showing. He checks to us. Now that means he might have paired his deuces, but obviously we take the weakness and decides to bet, and he calls. Now on 5th Street, we catch the king of hearts and catch a 7 of diamond. We're first to act. We decide to bet here, hoping that he double pair and folds. He tanks for a little while and decides to call. Now versus an aggressive opponent, his range should be much wider than we expect. So I really don't think he has a 7-7 draw. Anyway, we catch ace of hearts on the 6th Street, and he catches jack of clubs, and he decides to
Queen, right?
bet after we check. We call, draw into our 8-8, and we catch one of the worst cards on the river, being ace of spade.
You got it.
And our 3-card 8 king low loses to a 3-card 7 queen low.
I like the 8.
Now this next hand is a game of best bets. We open ace deuce 4-6 from the cutoff, and both small blind, big blind calls. We go to a 10 jack king and 5-7-9 flop. So we whiff the first board completely, and on the second board we have the nut low draw and an open ender. We decide to check back with no made hand, and the first board turn an ace, we turn top set, and second board turn is a 10, which is a brick for us. The small blind leads the turn, which I put him on a Broadway, and big blind folds. We put in a call with our top set, the low draw. Now the river is a 10 on the top board and a jack on the bottom board, which gives us the stone cold nuts, which we did realize immediately at the time, but after realizing it, obviously we put in a raise, and we see that the small blind flop top side of kings. So we put a bad beat on our friend, but obviously we're happy to take the pot. Now this next hand in the super stud 8, we have ace of spades showing with deuce of spade in the hole, and also ace deuce club in the hole. You can argue keeping ace with a deuce, or keep deuce of 3 of spades. And being stud 8, I lean towards keeping the deuce 3 of spades. So we start with one of the best starting hand in stud 8. 3 to a steel wheel with an ace. We call the completion on 3rd Street, and on 4th Street we immediately catch the 4 of spade. And we decide to call on 4th in a 4-way pot. And then on 5th Street, we catch a 6 of spade. Are we living in a dream? They check to us, we bet, and we get a call from the big pair, and also another low draw. That's slightly unfortunate for us that on 6th Street, we catch another spade. And the big pair check folds to us, and the low draw also comes along.
3 6s.
Then on 7th Street, we catch a 9 of spade, which we don't need, but it did prompt me to give a little needle to the lady who was on the low draw. I say I need a 5 of spade to scoop her, but 6 low and flush obviously is a monster in stud 8. There was some confusion on the dealing of the 7th street because the dealer was fairly inexperienced, but yeah, we scooped this stud 8 pot.
I need a 5 of spade.
It's fairly bad to needle a regular, but she and I do have a pretty good relationship, so I don't think she minds very much. Now this next hand is another hand in Super Stud 8. We start up with rolled up 6s. In Super format of stud, meaning that you get 4 down cards on 3rd street, it's more common to start a hand with the rolled up, obviously. We decide to put in the call on 3rd versus an ace showing. And on 4th street, we catch a 5. An ace catches a big card but decides to bet. We put in a call here, knowing that he is more leaned towards split aces than 3 low cards. On 5th street, we catch a 4, and the ace catches a low card. He check calls our bet, and on 6th street, we catch another 6 for quads, and the ace check calls. And he also check calls 7th street, and our quad 6s were good enough to scoop against most likely aces up. So that was another good pot for us in Super Stud 8.
It's easy to be rolled up.
Now this very last hand of the session, the game is ace to 5 triple draw. Early position regular opens, and we define the big blind with ace deuce 4. Both draw 2, and check on the flop. Both draw 2 again on the turn. We make 75, and we lead. Fully expecting to call and pat if he does raise, and he calls, we pat, and he draws 1, and we decide to check river since he's drawing 1, and he bricks. Our 75 is good at showdown.
So yeah, the other day I was railing their South Point game.
So this concludes another session of 4080 at the Wynn.